The topic of this presentation is costs of daycare before preschool. It was made by Isabella, Lacey, Rebecca, and Melissa.
Types of daycare are home daycare, nanny, family member or stay-at-home parent, formal daycare, and there are others, but these are the four we will be focusing on.
This PowerPoint will be referring to our example Andrea, who is a single mother of one child. She's returning to work after 3 months maternity leave, but she's deciding which type of daycare would be best for her son. She has a steady average income and she has family available for help.
Daycare is also often referred to as a family daycare center. It's very similar to a center, only the child care takes place in a home of a person unrelated to the child. There are fewer children in home daycare than in most centers. Parents tend to favor the more home-like environment for their child. Average weekly costs for infants in Rhode Island are $156.17, and average weekly costs for toddlers in Rhode Island are $153.40. For example of Andrea and her child, if she were to put her child into a home daycare for ages 3 to 12 months, the infant rate would be $5,514.12. Ages 1 to 4 years old before the child goes into preschool will total $7,363.20 per year, with a total for the 3 years being $22,089.60. The total cost of child care from age 4 months until the child reaches 4 years old is $49,693.32.
A nanny is a person who is paid to care for a child in the child's home. It's often favored because the child gets one-on-one care and it takes place at home, a place where the child and parents know is safe. Another perk is that families know the nanny personally. The average weekly cost for a live-out nanny is $705, and the average weekly cost for a live-in nanny is $652. For Andrea to hire a live-out nanny for 3 years and 9 months, it would cost her around $126,900. For Andrea to hire a live-in nanny for 3 years and 9 months, it would cost her about $117,360.
Stay-at-home parent is defined as someone, either a mother, father, or caregiver, who simply stays at home to take care of their child. This type of child care usually consists of a parent who stays at home while the other parent works to maintain a steady income. People prefer to stay at home with their children so that they don't miss any important milestones that child goes through. With this type of child care, the parent doesn't have to spend any extra money on a formal daycare nanny or babysitter. Another type of child care is when a family member or a family friend offers to babysit while the parents are at work. This type of child care varies. It depends on the demand of the informal sitter. If they choose to get paid, sometimes because this person is often a family member, the parent might get away with paying less than paying a formal babysitter or nanny. This is how being a stay-at-home parent would work for Andrea. Being a stay-at-home parent wouldn't be an option for our example mother because she's the only income coming into the home. Family care tends to be significantly cheaper than other options because family members will provide care for free or for a lower pay.
Formal daycare can also be known as daycare centers. Daycare centers typically have more funding than in-home daycare, so they usually offer more room in the area of space for the children to explore. For infant care, it's usually around $190 per week, and for toddler care, it's usually around $180 per week. Formal daycare centers usually have a bigger child-to-teacher ratio than those of home daycare centers, which allows the children to participate in more activities. They are also more likely to meet stricter state child care, health, safety, education, and general operation requirements. There are typically more educational and social opportunities for children in formal daycare centers. In Andrea's case, for her infant son, she would be paying $6,861.96 for formal daycare until he turned 1 year old. Once he became a toddler, she would be paying $25,948.80 until he's 4 years old. The total cost of formal daycare for her son would be $32,810.76.
These are some of the many options there are for saving on childcare and getting financial assistance. The first option is flexible spending accounts. They're offered through the government, and you can put up to $5,000 aside for daycare expenses. You can potentially get up to $2,000 in tax savings. The second is a tax credit. Working families can file a tax credit and itemize up to $3,000 per child with a maximum of $6,000, also known as for the amount that would be for 2 children. For this, you utilize Form 2441, but you can't use the FSA and Form 2441 for the same expenses. State assistance varies widely. It's administered through the Child Care and Development Block Grants. Many subsidies are applicable to home-based care, but few accept daycare centers, so the agency should be contacted for more information. Help from your employer. Some employers offer benefits in addition to FSA for childcare. Talk to the Human Resources Department of your job to find out what it offers. Help for students. If either parent is a student, some universities offer financial aid for childcare, although it often only applies to on-campus childcare. Sliding fee scales. Some daycares offer scholarships for low-income families, so ask about rate options. Help for military families. Government offers subsidies, and the agency through which they come will depend on the branch of the military the parent belongs to.
From looking at our research, we listed what we found to be the best options for Andrea financially, starting from least expensive to most expensive. The best option for her would be to have a relative or family friend stay at home with her son. This would be a good option for her because she is a single mother and is the only income coming into the household. So this would be an inexpensive way for her to get good care for her child. The second best option would be to take her son to a home daycare center. This is also an inexpensive form of daycare. The third option would be formal daycare. This is a little more on the expensive side, but is a good choice. And the last option would be to hire a nanny, which is the most expensive form of daycare that we found.